Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm back with another interesting Codeforces question, that is sum of 2050. So the question is, a number is called 2050 number if it is 2050, 20,500 or 2050 into 10 ki power k where k is greater than 0. So we are given a number and we are asked to represent n as the sum of some 2050 numbers. We have to compute the minimum number of 2050 numbers that are required for it. So we can use any numbers from these and we have to use the minimum numbers to represent n. So one thing we see in that is that 2050 or 2500 is also a multiple of 2050, and so is other numbers. These are just multiples of this. So sum of these numbers will also be a multiple of 2050, right? So this is the first trick that we can see in this question. So we are given t test cases and n is a number in log. So first of all we have to check whether the number is divisible by 2050 or not. If it is not divisible by 2050, some of these numbers can never make up that number. So this is the first thing that we have to see. If it is not divisible by 2050, our answer is simply -1. For remaining, we have to do the minimum numbers to make up that number, sum of minimum numbers to make up that number. So we see 2050, this can be made by only one number, this can be made by two numbers, this can be made by just one number, that is the 10th multiple. This can be made by 20,500 plus 2050, and this can be made by 36 numbers. Now how to find this minimum number? So first thing we can do is we can divide this number by 2050. When we divide it by 2050, we get 1. In this case we get 2. So our solution seems to be somewhat correct. In this case we get 10. This means 1/10th power and other zeros, units place 0. In this case we get 11, that is 1/10th power and 1 units power. So we find out that if we add the digits of the divisor, then we can get our answer because the sum is also similar, the 10th power then units power. So now I guess you would have guessed the trick in this question. That is, we just have to divide the number by 2050. Whatever divisor we get, we have to add the sum of its digits because that would be the minimum number. We would get the tens power, hundreds power, thousand power, and the units power, and all the powers that of the numbers we need to make up that. Moving to the solution. Now the solution is very easy. We take t number of test cases. We take the number n. If it is not divisible by 2050, our answer is simply -1. Otherwise, we divide the number by 2050. We get the divisor. Now we simply have to do the sum of digits of the divisor. That would be our minimum numbers required to make up that number. While divisor is greater than 0, we find each digit, add it to our sum, and remove that digit. At last in sum, we have the answer. So this was the simple solution to the question. I hope you guys would have understood it. Thank you everyone.